Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Dark Rainbow Idiots. And today we have Lucy, myself, Rainbow, or as you would know, Calixto. Today we're going to be doing some tie-dye. Here's some work of mine from last year. I'm going to do something similar to this. It's not going to be the exact pattern of beauty that you see here. I can show you some other work of mine. What are you doing, Lucy? You're just playing with yourself? Not in a weird way? Just playing with your tail? Okay. Go lay down. Thank you. Okay, back to what I was talking about though. I have some other work here I can show you. I did some bleach wash with an awesome person. Thank you, Tika. But here's the bleach wash that I did. It's not the greatest. I wanted the bleach wash to be more aggressive in its pattern. I also wanted it to come out more orange than brown, so that way I could add some purple in there. And then it would be my favorite shirt because orange, purple, and black are my favorite three colors. But you know, you don't always get what you want when it comes to tie-dye. It doesn't always come out the way you want it to. That's okay. I've got a shirt currently hanging up right now, drying. Enjoy my beautiful kitchen. This one is my sister's shirt. I did it last night, and you can kind of see the pattern. It's supposed to be a fish scale pattern, as you can see. It didn't come out the way I wanted it to. She was really heavy on the blue and the green, so we're almost out of blue and green. Well, specific blue and greens, light blue and light green, or darker green. Yeah, light blue, dark green. We're almost out of purple too. She's not that greatest person. Went really heavy-handed, but it's okay. It's coming out pretty nice. But yeah, I'm gonna go hang this one back up to finish drying. I've got one in the laundry room. It is a double twist. It's got unfortunately I can't. It's got a twist here and it's got a twist down here in the bottom. If you can see here, there's some dye that's for my fingers. That's okay, no big deal. But what we're gonna do with this one is this one's gonna be a normal spiral twist up here in the breast, just like this one, and then I'm gonna cut it off into sections, into sixes with rubber bands, and then we're gonna fill each section with a different color. I'm going to do on this one orange, red, purple. Do I want to do a darker blue? I can do a darker blue. Purple. I'm gonna do the lime green. I got the purple over there. I need one more color. I'm probably gonna do yellow. I can do pink. I got two different kinds of pink. I got a darker pink. I got a lighter pink. A fuchsia or a magenta, whatever you guys want to call it. I don't really care. I'm a guy. Don't care. I'm sure you guys are going to care, so if you really want to correct me, go ahead and let me know down in the comment below, so that way I can get it right next time. But I'm using Gildan shirts. Gildan is my preferred shirt brand. They usually have really good cotton shirts. I would have preferred them to be V-necks as opposed to U-necks. This one's a U-neck. V-neck just looks nicer. You don't have to do V-necks, you can do, or U-necks. You can do whatever kind of shirt you want. You can use tank tops, white beaters. You can do socks. You can do bandanas. I want to do my pillowcase. I don't know how it's going to turn out, really. It worries me a bit. But what we are going to go ahead and start doing is working on this right now. because this is a really long intro at 5 minutes. But let's go ahead and get going. So if I can get that to stand. Alright, so we have our canvas here. Here is the front, the front side of the shirt. And this is the right breast, like right there on me. I'm going to take my fingers and I'm going to put them down, and you can either pinch them in. You could take only a few fingers and pinch in. You don't have to pinch at all. You could just start twisting. I'm going to put 4 fingers down, or 3 fingers and a thumb. I'm going to put 3 fingers and a thumb down in a relatively spaced out portion, and then I'm going to pull them in a little bit and then start to twist. Once you get that beginning part of the twist started, you can just let go of it, but you got to let go and use your other hand to hold it in place. When it's coming in and starting to fold, you want to make sure that things are folded here and there. It takes a little bit of practice to see what you're looking for, but when you're looking for folds, you're looking for folds like this that are relatively uniformed, so that way when you go to add the dye, it looks nice. This is a small tutorial for for tie-dye, but yeah, let's go ahead and get going into that. And I will do another video that will be uploaded later today, of the reveal as I pull them apart and show you what I've got going on, because I'll be showing 3 off. The one that's currently in the washroom that I did for my sister, which is a double spiral. Alright, now that we have it into our shape that we want, we're going to then take rubber bands. I'm going to use the bigger thin ones over the smaller thin ones. And you only need 3 for this pattern that I'm doing. You can do more if you want to do more quadrants or more colors and stuff. I'm only doing 6 colors. But out of these 3 colors, the 3 that I haven't picked yet, for my last color, I'm probably gonna do yellow, because yellow just looks better. It will give you a nice yellow contrast like you do have here, and it'll just look nicer. But after you have your shape, you're going to take your rubber bands and you're going to slide them on. It is a little difficult if you're not used to it. Don't think, oh well, I'm bad at it and stuff. Like, nobody's perfect on things on the first try. All right, my first one wasn't all that pretty. Actually, I have my first one over here. That's one of my first ones. It's weird and stuff, but yeah, it's crazy. It's not really a patterned one. It's kind of really random. It's old. Like, when I say old, I mean like I was 17 old, so that's a couple years now. This one was just last year. This one, I love this one. This was the shirt that replaced that one. And yeah, that one also got torn really badly, so I kind of had to fix it with sewing and stuff, because right here on the back shoulder, you just got torn horribly. So I patched it up, and I don't really wear it anymore, but what I do want to do is I do want to picture frame it, because it's a nice shirt. Like, you gotta enjoy art. Art is art. I mean, the fact it's my art, it's even prettier, personally. But I'm only going to spend about 30 minutes on these videos, in this video. But I'm going to get the next rubber band on, so that way I'm not wasting your time. Alright, that's rubber band number 2. Rubber band number 3. you're going to put it right here on the last bit that hasn't been quadrant off. And then you're going to adjust it, make sure it's all nice and pretty. Alright, so what we're going to do next, and this is what the best part is I'm going to go ahead and prep the next one. I've got another shirt here. We're going to prep this one too. I don't know if I want to do a spiral like I did with this one. Yeah, I already had, that means I'm going to have 3 spiral shirts. But if I do a spiral, I'm gonna do different colors, obviously. But I'm going to go ahead and put this one to the side. And then we're going to start on the next shirt. When you open the shirts for the first time, always inspect to see there's no issues, no holes, no major stains or anything. On the other one, I pointed out that there were a couple stains that were from me because I've got dye hands right now because I'm not wearing gloves. That's okay. I'm not really worried about it. If you look here in my shirt, you can see some purple bleed through. That's from dye hands when I was doing tie-dye and stuff, because I was doing it with my little brothers and my little sister, and I was helping them out with theirs before I even did mine. So, obviously, if you're doing this for the first time and you don't have dye hands just yet, it's okay. You won't get any on your shirt just right away. Unless if you're doing multiple. If you don't want to get dye hands and you want to make sure that you do it perfectly every time, wear gloves. Take them off after you're done dyeing, and then put new gloves on. Just all kinds of different things you do. But we're going to go ahead and get this one started. I don't know if I want to do... I don't know if I want to do another fish scale one. So the fish scale one is pretty easy. What you do is you fold it in half. Move those out a little way. So you fold it in half, like perfectly in half. Like you wouldn't do with a normal shirt, you just fold it down the middle in half. Alright, and then you fold it over one more time. Alright, and then you have the arms, fold the arms in. And then you'll start from one side. You'll start from one side. For fish scales, you're going to want to imagine like little ramps and stuff. So you're going to start from one corner of the bottom of the shirt, or the other one. It's up to you. And then you're going to imagine a ramp. Sorta diagonal-like. You can't really see that. Sorta diagonal-like. You can't see that one either. Sorta diagonal-like. But with more of a curve to it. So you're gonna imagine those lines. You can take not a Sharpie, but you can take a marker. You can put the lines in there because those lines are actually gonna be kind of hidden by a color. In the case of the other shirt that I have in the bathroom that's hanging up, it's hidden by purple. So if you use a purple marker, you can easily hide it. It's to give you a little bit of the guidelines on where to do your bands and stuff. But how you'll do it is you'll fold it up. You'll pinch it and fold it up right there on those lines. You'll then put a rubber band down. You'll then, after you got one direction, you go back in the other one direction, you go back in the other direction, and you keep going back and forth all the way up the shirt, and then you'll pinch it off by folding it up like this, and then you'll slide it down. You'll have it go in the other direction this time, so then you'll fold it up like that, and then you'll pinch it off with your rubber bands. And what you'll essentially get, if you can see here, is a bit of a zigzag pattern. It will be a zigzag pattern. It'll be an awkward zigzag pattern and stuff. When it's done, if you do it really well, it should be able to lay naturally all together, so that way you can just do straight lines and dye all straight line in one color, and then do the next colors and then the outside colors. And then you can go put that in a bag and then wait for 8 to 9 hours, and then you can undo it and you get to see your pattern. But I'm not going to do that with this one. We already got one of those. for this one, I think we are actually going to do a... Alright, so this is what I want to do. We're going to do a dual spiral right here in the chest. Yeah. With a angel fold down here at the bottom. So I don't know if you can really see that or not, but what I'm doing is I pinched and spiraled here in the breasts. You're going to then take these little ruffle folds right here and you're going to roll them up and stuff. I don't know how this one's going to turn out at all. This is something just randomly crazy. You can do random crazy stuff, but if you want a specific pattern, please by all means go to other YouTube channels and look at the different things, or you can do the spiral one like I just did, which will give you a pattern like mine. But I'm going to fold these up nice and roughly, and then I'm going to tie those off. But that'd be really basic colors. I don't know how I feel about that. And see, that's the great thing about how this will work, is you can pick and choose. You can pick and choose different things. Now, I just noticed there's a little bit of extra thread here. You might notice that late. I noticed it early. You can go ahead and cut that off. No big deal. I almost put the thread into the drawer. But yeah, thinking. This is terrible to do on camera. So, I think I have an idea of what I want to do. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll the bottom inwards, but first, before we do that, we're going to take the sleeves. We're going to tuck them into the shirt. So you're going to open up the shirt just a little bit, and then we're going to neatly tuck the shirt into the sleeve into the shirt. Neatly. Alright, and we'll do it again on this side. You just separate the shirt a little bit. Start to tuck it in. Alright, now it is a sleeveless shirt. Not really, it still has its sleeves. Now that I've done this, what we're going to do next is we can either roll it up, and what I'm going to do, instead of rolling from top to bottom, that will mean that the top will have less white, will receive less color. That means the top will be more spotty than the bottom, because the bottom will be more exposed. We're going to do bottom to top, which means it'll be the inverted way. The top will have more color, and the bottom will be more spotty. So it will be a heavy color, trickle down to a very more white-like on the bottom. And that's okay. That's actually what I want to do. I did something similar for my little brother, John. No, it was Alex. And I kind of messed up. He wanted it the other way, but I wasn't really thinking. But that's okay. I'm fixing the issue now, so that way if I do it again, you'll get a good one next time. But That's besides the point. All right. So we're going to roll it. If you really want to do something funkadelic, what you could do is you could roll it, gap roll it, do a little fold right there, and then roll it some more. Gap roll it, and then do a little fold in there, and then keep rolling. I'm not gonna do any more of those though. I did that purely to see if anything weird comes out of it. Something could, something couldn't. You never know. But you just keep rolling, just like so. And I'm sure this video would look way better in a sideways view, but that's okay. Now that you've rolled it, we're going to pinch it off with rubber bands. I'm going to do to right up here. I'm going to pinch it off into thirds. If I can do rubber band things. There we go. That's 1/3. Grab another rubber band. Let's do the other third. I'm gonna highly recommend that when you do stuff with your rubber bands, that you keep your rubber bands relatively lined up with each other, so that way when you're doing your colors, you don't have weird patterns right there on the rubber band. Otherwise, you can get some like really weird, awkward-looking patterns if you don't. But what I'm gonna do for this one is we're going to have orange, we're going to have blue, and then we're going to have purple. But I'm going to use this purple on my other shirt, so that way I can use the rest of this, and then I'm going to mix two colors to get purple again, because I'm really low on purple, because my sister was really heavy-handed on the purple last night, and yeah, so we're going to start with the spiral first, and then we'll come to this one. So let's put you over here, and I'll show you as I do. But first things first, you're going to want to wet the project. You're going to wet it so that way it's nice and moist. I know people don't like that word. I'm going to say damp, like a nice damp color tendency. We have a spray hose here, so I'm going to turn the water on. I'm going to use the spray hose, and I'm just going to spray it down. Do a couple runovers, flip it over, do it again. You want nothing, not too wet. If you're unsure, wring it out. See, now I've got dye coming off on my fingers, and it's coming off right here into the thing, so you got to be careful. Otherwise, you're going to get weird patterns, but that's okay. This one is going to be a rainbow spiral, like the shirt I'm wearing, so I'm not really worried about it. It's going to add detail, character. It's going to make it look nice. So like I said, I'm not really worried about it. And then in the sink that I'm doing this in, I've got a basket. I'd recommend a basket with holes on the top, like on the side, as opposed to solid, so that we don't have to keep rinsing it off. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this down. Where was the top? There it is. Okay, so you always want to have a general idea of the top, so that way you can get a general idea of what your pattern's going to look like. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. I've got my 6 colors. going to start with purple to go ahead and kill it. But what you're going to do is you're going to take the color, you're going to take the color and you're just going to soak it in there. Just nice and soaked in there, just like that. That's beautiful. It's okay if it bleeds through like it is. It's okay. It's okay if it bleeds into the other ones. That adds character. We're going to go ahead and set that to the side, and we're going to do the rest of the colors. I'll show you the color format layout when I'm done, but I'm going to go ahead and talk to you while I'm doing this. So, I don't know any history on tie-dyeing, where it came from exactly. I'm going to assume tie-dyeing came out of the 60s and 70s era. I could be wrong, but yeah. So the next color I'm going to use is orange, and I just sprayed it all over my hand. Good job, buddy. But I'm going to go ahead and put this next to the purple. Orange and purple are very nice colors that go next to each other. Make sure you soak it in there nice and well. You can set that color to the side. Next, I'm going to do a red. Most people are like, oh, why don't you do the colors of the rainbow? Actually, you don't want to do colors of the rainbow. I'm going to not do red. It'd be better if I were to go green next, because then you can get a different color pattern. This is getting really messy already. It's all over my fingers. So I'm actually going to have I'm going to constantly run a little bit of water. Be careful. Alright, so I did purple, I'm orange, I'm going to do light green next. This is already looking fabulous. If you want to, you can cap them back off. I don't. Just keep in mind what colors go with what. After green, I'm going to do a yellow. I'm actually going to skip that one and put yellow in. I'm going to go green. I'm going to put red in that one because I've already got yellow open. And I'm going to go yellow, and I'm going to go blue. It's a terrible idea. You know what? Don't listen to me. You'll see the color outline and layup when I get to it. Oh, look at that. I got some brown in there because of where I put this yellow. This is a more vibrant yellow than what you see here. Then again, this was kind of washed out a little bit because I didn't clean it and dry it first to lock in the colors. So I went to a water park, and this is the shirt I wore. So some of those colors, due to the chlorine, got washed out a little bit. I'm not upset or angry about that. That was my own mistake / fault. So it's not as vibrant and pop as it was originally. But, you know, people make mistakes. Honest mistakes. I'm going to put red here. I am making a mess of this, but that's okay. I'd recommend doing it outside, not inside, because if you make a mess, your parents could be really angry with you. Unless if you're a grown-ass damn adult, then at that point it don't matter. Alright, now I will show you my color layout. So, as you can see here, we have yellow, purple, orange, green, red, blue. You're going to flip it over because I already know, it didn't saturate all the way through. You're going to flip it over, And because you can see the colors on the other side, right there on the edge, you're going to fill in the same quadrants with the same colors. You could mix and match. I don't recommend it. It's going to give you really weird colors. Colors are going to blend weird, and then it could come out really tacky and dingy. The reality is, at the end of the day, this is your piece of work. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't, okay. But I'm going to rinse off my workspace here because I don't want colors to affect the other colors I've already got going on that are bled out and onto this. You put it back down, and then you start with your next colors. Straight back to blue. My blue is going to go here. Put the lid back on it when you're done with it. I'm going to cap these other ones off because I want to be done with those. Purple, I'm going to kill it. I killed it. So I don't know how the purple's going to turn out on the back side of the shirt, but that's okay. It's honestly okay. There's a little bit more purple on the bottom of this. Red. Red was right here. Go ahead and cap it off. Yellow. Yellow was pretty saturated to begin with, so I'm not going to need to do too much in that. Go ahead and cap that off. Green. Right back into the green space. Green is pretty saturated now. Cap it off. And last but certainly not the least, my favorite color, orange. Go ahead and soak it in there nice and beautifully. And what the result will be is a beautiful tie-dyed shirt. So I'm going to take this. I'm using these plastic bags. We're going to just put them in here and set it to the side. I've got one out in the laundry room. I'm actually going to put